Hello, this is Owen, and in this video, I want to talk about one of Warcry's criticisms, which is ever since GW has released other factions from AOS, the game has become imbalanced, and the original warbands, and in this video, I'd like to call them cultists for easy distinction, they have been left in the dust. So, as a Chaos player and someone who loves the idea of this cultist, I want to destroy this misconception. So I've thought of three things that you can do in order to make your cultist even sharper. So, the first thing you can do is to customize your warband. So, if you only bought the Warcry box for your cultist, I would really suggest you at least get one more box, or if you are just hovering, trying to think of which of the other warband to get, I suggest that you take the one that is packaged within an AOS box, since this will give you at least another one. This will give you two warbands instead of just one. Doing this will allow you to have more models, allowing you to customize your group into what battle plan you have in mind. I know that Warcry has been advertised as a play outside of the box, but you have to look at these boxes like a start collecting box. If you fight a properly tooled out warband, you will be at a big disadvantage. Fortunately, you'd most likely only need two warbands worth of models to make your warband a little bit more sharper. So, let's say you have bought another Warcry box or bought the AOS box. What's next? So when customizing your warband, consider their strengths and replace the models that can make them sharper. Things to keep in mind when making your list. Do you want a more specialized warband? Then consider trading two of your chaff models for an elite. Do you want more minions? Remove uh, then remove the weaker version of the elite units to get more chaffs. Consider the build type. Some unit type you will have different builds, so consider which ones will work for you and for your plans. If you are new to making your own list, I would suggest having a minimum of 7 models to make sure that you won't be overrun by your opponents. Alright, the second thing you can do. Consider picking heroes and allies. One strength that Chaos has is the large pool of hero options that a player can pick. Generally speaking, leader models have better stats than other models, so instead of adding another elite to your warband, why not pick a hero instead? As of this video, only Chaos have allies for them to choose from. So if you are overwhelmed with your hero options, why not start with getting an ally instead? The Ogroid Myrmidon does big damage and has the potential to deal even more damage when they are wounded. This ally has the best fighting stat among the three options. If you are willing to gamble, he also has an ability that damages one of your friendly units, but makes them do a free attack. This ally is the best option for you if you are planning a combat heavy warband. His only con is that he has a high price of 295 points, so you are gonna have to call a lot of chaffs. Now the Mind Stealer's Phalanx, this is a control warband's best friend. The true strength of this model is its abilities. For example, its double is telepathic command, and it has a big chance of putting or locking down an opponent to one single location. And its more powerful version, which is a quad called Charm, will will basically deny your opponent to control a model. The Fomoroid Crusher, though, honestly, is compared to the other two allies, is a little bit disappointing. I do not recommend using his squad ability unless you want to show off to your opponents. His doubles and triples is not better compared to the other allies. I guess his pro is that he does have formidable stat, not better than the Myrmidon, but still respectable. He is also cheaper compared to the Ogroid Myrmidon. Your third thing you can do is to consider your game environment. When I talk about game environment, what I mean is who you usually game with, what warbands do they use, and what strategies do they apply to try and defeat you. So, does your enemy spam you with chaff? Then cheap shots and area damage abilities can be the answer to this problem. If you don't have this option, consider using the Ogred Myrmidon and his abilities to give your friendly model an additional attack. Does your opponent use elite units, or do they have very dangerous big units that they will throw at you? Then consider stacking up your warband with control or denial ability units. If your warband doesn't have any of those ability, I would really suggest to you to pick a Mind Stealer Sphinx, as he has two control abilities for you to pick from. Another thing to consider is the game type your group plays in. Are you playing an open game? Then you have more model options available for you to choose from, since you have a choice of picking up one monster or thrall to add in your warband. If you are playing a match play, then you can study what scenarios are available for you, since match plays generally have a set map to play on. It's not just big random numbers of maps. I could tell you to decide what price your convergence has to offer in a narrative campaign, but that would be cheesing it and not role playing. So it's really up to you how much you want to role play when gaming in a narrative campaign. Okay, I've rambled long enough. I know I'm not being very specific with the advice I'm giving you, but this is very intentional because I am aiming at the the eight cultist warbands out there. So tell me what you think of the video, and maybe next time I'll hone in on a specific cultist warband. So until next time, bye.